Okay. We should be good. We should be back up and running now. Let me make sure the audio is working before we keep talking.
Yeah. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is everyone here?
All right, we're good. I heard myself. So
Okay.
we are good to go now. So sorry for that, everyone. Technical difficulties. We were having issues with audio a couple days ago too. So happy that it works now. Back to the important things. Temperatures warm, 82 here into the metro. Ooh, 84 down in Monticello and Vicksburg being the warmest on the board. It's definitely toasty and it's going to stay that way throughout the day today. So I'm happy that y'all can hear us. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Tiffany Crawford, Tammy Jones over into, I guess it was just both of y'all talking back and forth. I mean, I'm happy that y'all could be here this morning, listening to us now, listening to us. So hope you have had a great start to your day as well. So looking dry right now. But again, like Anaya said earlier, don't be fooled by it, people, because we'll be talking about some rainfall throughout this afternoon as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be very similar to what you would expect for kind of a typical summer day here in central Mississippi. If you've been here for a while, you probably know what to expect already. When we start off pretty dry and warm, then we get these pop-up thunderstorms like you can see here as we look ahead on our future radar. That's what you can see, those scattered storms kind of generally across the southeast affecting some parts of the area. They don't get necessarily attached to the location because convection is really random. Those pop-up thunderstorms, they can pretty much be anywhere, similar to the name, just pop up. They happen wherever it's warm, and that's like pretty much our entire area right now, or the region, as we get into this afternoon. So yeah, you can see those expected isolated storms throughout the afternoon into early in the evening, but as they typically do once the sun goes down, that heating dies down, and we're going to be seeing less storms. So dry overnight, and Friday is expected to begin very similar to how our Thursday has, starting off fairly calm. But then as we get into Friday evening, kind of going backwards a little bit here, that was kind of fast. So Friday evening, we do have another chance for some storms possible, but mainly north of I-20 and further into North Mississippi. So in our northernmost counties, so like Yazoo, Humphreys, places like that, that's where you could possibly see into Friday evening some thunderstorms, maybe an isolated severe storm or two that might try to have some stronger wind gusts or hail. But thankfully, we're not seeing a tornado threat with this, just kind of a little heftier thunderstorm as possible.
Yeah, there's not too much turning with the system, which is good. We don't really want that. But this is a look at one of the models that we just kind of ran through. This is called the HER. It's one of our high resolution models. Another high resolution model is I'm going to pull that up real quick so that we can kind of see. I'll actually pull up the long range so that we can go a little bit further. It's saying the same thing. So we're all getting similar models, and we talk about this all the time. We want to look for consistency between different models and different model runs. And we're seeing that with the isolated rain chances for your Thursday. Both models are saying that it's pop-up. Think of it very similar to a boiling pot. You don't know where those bubbles are going to be popping up, but they're going to be popping. I can guarantee you that. And that's just a similar situation that we're going to be in for just a little bit. We do have a chance into the overnight hours for maybe our most northeastern counties, mainly into northern Mississippi, eastern Mississippi. That's really our best bet for some stronger end storms. And same thing off into Friday. I'm actually going to move the scene camera up a little bit. You can kind of see off into areas in northern Mississippi. You can obviously tell that they are expecting a bit more widespread coverage, a bit more stronger storms than us here in central Mississippi. I mean, we're still expecting isolated, but even then, it's not even looking as good of terms of chances for the day on Friday in comparison to today. I mean, the model runs are saying should stay a little bit more to the east of I-55 for your Friday in comparison to today, where it's pretty much widespread across the area. So that's pretty much what we're going to be looking at.
But there is a little bit of potential for, if you do see a thunderstorm tomorrow, especially in the northern counties, it will likely be stronger than what we have today, because we're not necessarily expecting any severe possibilities for these storms this afternoon, but heading into tomorrow. If some of those storms that we showed in North Mississippi happen to make their way further down, then they would have stronger wind gusts and a possibility for hail as well. But today we're just going to have very typical afternoon thunderstorms that we usually see in the summer. A few rumbles of thunder, heavy downpours for like half an hour, and then they're gone.
We'll break it down day by day, actually. So I'm going to open this up so that we can see the severe weather risk. I know it looks like a lot there. Let me just delete Saturday so no one gets confused.
Right. We've got kind of back-to-back things.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So in reality, there's plenty going on here. So I want you to be aware of that. But we'll take it day by day here. So this is a look at all the SPC outlooks for the day. So this is day one. So this is today. So this is for your Thursday. You can see northern Mississippi is under that marginal risk, mainly closer to the Memphis area, back into the Delta. But the severe threat mainly stays off into West Texas. Now for the day on Friday, let me just turn off all the categories. I mean, we don't need to see all that. We just need to make sure that we know what's going on. There we go. Man, so many.
Yeah.
There we go. So this is what we're looking at for the day on Friday. So again, mainly northern Mississippi. Again, areas along into the north of I-20 under that marginal risk. But like Danae was saying, really, in terms of severe threats, I'm fairly certain that we're going to be expecting it more so into the day on. There we go. I was wondering why it wasn't working.
The day on our Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. Why is day 2 still there? There we go. So this is Saturday. So obviously a better portion of the area is going to be under that slight risk.
Yes, we see that level 2 risk kind of moving down to around the I-20 area. And that is where, as we get into Saturday evening into Sunday morning, we are actually going to have a frontal system move in the area. And similar to what we saw on radar for Friday, another line of storms is expected to move across parts of the area. And that's when more of us are going to have the opportunity to see a chance for the strong wind gusts and possibility for hail as well.
Yeah, Andy, she just answered your question right there. So, again, thankfully, we're not tracking that tornado risk with this system. There's just not a lot of turning in the atmosphere. It's a very linear structure from north to south, which is kind of a good thing. But we could be expecting some MCSs, some mesocell convective systems that could be pushing in, bringing us a chance for more of a Boeing segment. So damaging winds in reality looks to be our biggest risk, up to 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour associated with some of the cells. But the good news is it doesn't last too long, because this look at Sunday's risk zone. We're not tracking anything severe into Sunday right now. Obviously, you can see we're pretty much split in the middle between those two risks. So we'll be the first to let you know if anything does pop up there. But she was also talking about the fact that we will see rainfall continuing. So I'll pull up our long range model so we can kind of look at that while it's loading. But still, I mean, we're talking about it being hot and humid going forward.
Yeah, we have talked about kind of two different kinds of storms that we're expecting for the past couple of minutes. So for Thursday, of course, the non-severe, very typical small little pop-up storms, a little bit heftier rainfall for your Saturday with that slight risk for severe weather. And then we return to the usual pattern sort of heading into our next week. A little bit more rainfall than typical, but not severe is what we're expecting. Just those showers. They're going to keep us a little cooler, but also very muggy.
Yeah, very, very muddy. And Monte Hadley was said that he prefers reporting on Oklahoma weather. I prefer not. They stay very busy over there in Oklahoma City and all across Oklahoma. So they're in the middle of their severe weather season as well. So it's been busy for them. But for us, we're just expecting just more passing, isolated showers and storms. I mean, I could make this go on for probably multiple days even afterwards, and we're still looking at the chances of some isolated to scattered showers and storms. And I know it looks like blobs here. I mean, it's a long range model. It's not going to be high definition, so we're not going to be able to see the teeny tiny dots popping up. But what a light to moderate green and this type of way tells me is that it's just going to be more scattered showers and storms. And then we look at our normal pattern of summer. So just something to think about is just it's going to be staying warm and muggy, but not as hot. Let me pull up the 10-day feel light temperatures here, because in my mind, this is where you're really going to feel the biggest impact going forward.
Right. And that's one good thing to look forward to when we do see a lot of rain in the forecast, is that it does help to cool our actual temperatures down a little bit. But then there's a trade-off, because the rain also, there's more moisture on the ground, more opportunities for evaporation, and overall just more humidity in the air.
Yeah.
So while the actual temperature will be cooler, that doesn't mean necessarily that it will feel comfortable or nice to go outside, because we're just going to have more of that water vapor in the atmosphere.
Yeah, next week is a bit iffy in terms of outdoor plans. So hopefully this weekend we can stay dry enough. I know there's Pickle Fest. Are you interested in going out to Pickle Fest?
That sounds awesome.
You like pickles?
Great, but I am going to be, I like fried pickles that are thinly sliced. Very, very specific.
But it has to be fried pickles.
Yes.
Not normal ones on a burger?
I will not just pick up a dill pickle and just snack on that.
That's what my fiance does. I can't do that. Have you ever had a Kool-Aid pickle?
Not at all. I do not ever.
Let me tell you.
I don't.
No. I'll make some and I'll bring them into work. They're really good. Trust me.
They will be sitting on the desk.
There's another event going on Saturday. Me, Dave Roberts, and Elise Ushman are going to be judges for the Carrot Dog Show going on here in downtown. So if you have time and you have a cool dog, just bring him on out. Make sure he wears a cute little tutu or something. I think that's a good time, and it's going to be hot and muggy. So make sure you bring plenty of water. So that's almost all we got. There is one more thing I just want to bring to y'all's attention. Obviously, it's the month of June. Hurricane season is upon us. So I want to make sure that you are aware of what's going on into the tropics. So this is just your update. Thankfully, we're not expecting anything over the next 7 days. That one area off the coast of the Carolinas is done. We are just seeing a little bit of a spinning low out there. It's bringing some high surf to the Carolinas, but to be honest, we're looking good. So that's good news. The tropics are looking quiet for now. Obviously, that's the key word, is for now.
Right. So if anyone has some plans to travel, of course, it is June. It's summer. People are on vacation. So if you are heading down to the coast for any time in early June, you are looking good for now.
Yeah. But I think that's all we got for you. So again, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to us at any time. We'll be happy to answer them the best that we possibly can. But that's all we got for you today. Have a great rest of your day, and stay dry and stay cool.